turn, we have personal dedications. That means you dedicate.
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. Anyone that bring the pressure to the party. Hey, you know me. Turn the 02 to the 03. Now 40 poly, baby, know me. Imagine if I never met the broskies. God's plan. God's plan. I can't do this on my own. Someone watching close. I give me some scarlet road. Might go down to G.O.D. I go hard on Southside G. I make sure that Northside E. It's clear. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things. They wishing on me.
The song I dedicate to you. You know, babe, it's my kitty butt. Make it last forever, babe. Good night, I love you. I'd like to make a dedication to the love of my life. This is a little my song called Babe. I just want to let you know that I love you. It was good talking to you. Happy Sunday. Have a great week. I love you and I want to dedicate. I'm the one who knows my friend one. And love you, babe. Talk to you later. And Art, giving kisses.
All right, here it comes. Kisses.
Oh, thank you. Good night.
On his face is showing. He gets an old rag and he shines his shoes and punches the holes in his favorite suit. I'm the one who knows. I'm the one who really knows. After school he walks her home, and when he gets home he gets on the phone. The baby that he missed so we just see 5 minutes ago. He talks an hour, he hangs up and then picks up the phone and calls her back again. I'm the one who knows. I'm the one who really knows.
That he will take off their reproductive organs for a couple of reasons. For they won't be aggressive, and also so they won't pregnate the kings from women, and also they can't reproduce. And so we're seeing that a lot of our young men are being killed. Even when Jesus was born, Herod took all the boys 2 years and younger and killed them. And then we can also go back to Moses if we go spiritually. So it is a spiritual attack on our young men, where if there's no men, there is no reproductive, there is no more men, there's no more black babies, and then there's no race of people. And so if we want to go spiritual, let's get spiritual here.
Well, it's not just on the black young men. I mean, it's a young period. It's the generation that comes to take over and dominate, to go and get the next. We're always looking for the next territory we can take over. It's the young that they're trying to kill off, because we are the ones who's going to cross over into the promised land. We're not going to
why we can't get younger preachers and pastors, huh?
That's why we can't, because we're overlooked.
Hello.
We're overlooked, and then when they do see us, they're like, "Oh, you're rebellious." No, we're not rebellious. We're just not sitting for the same.
Exactly.
We're holding on to God's unchanging hand. We're not doing that anymore. You know, now that we have His hand,
We holding on, but we just ain't holding on like they used to.
right? So now that
Like
we
they
have His
want us to.
hand, what's next? What are we doing with His hand?
Right.
You know,
Amen.
we're taking His hand, and we're using His hand to break
Right.
people free from all of these cycles. I mean, because really, it's just, for me, I haven't came across any being pulled over by the police. I'm female, so they kind of don't really, you know, and I don't fit that description. But I also don't, for me personally, I am not governed or ran by man's law. I don't have a fear. I don't have a fear of man's law. And I think if more of us Christians will start carrying that type of faith around and passing it down to the next generation, then we all will be in the streets with the mentality of God ordains my steps. God is with me where I go, so I fear no one.
It's so crazy because we're talking spiritual, right?
Yes.
We can't help the community outside if we're still fighting each other on the inside.
Yes.
If we got bigger egos in the pulpit and we're trying to correct people outside, why we don't start with the pulpit and correct us before we go try to fix in the community and try to fix the laws and doing all that? If you go back and look at Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, one thing is when you saw them, they had respect for each other. It didn't look crazy like it looks today. You can tell when shade is being thrown in the pulpit because it blatantly is. And we're talking spiritual. We're supposed to be spiritual men of God. When it's not your favorite pastor preaching, what we gonna do? I ain't going because it ain't my name.
That's right.
It's a war going on in the pulpit that we need to fix before we can fix anything in our communities. That's just
Now, Mr. Jataro, I'm going to read your dad's comment because you said how you don't fit that description, how you don't get pulled over. But as Bishop Orr said, they pulled over his wife and daughter for nothing and pulled their guns on them. Two women, why she was not driving, not driving fast or anything. So they pulled guns out on her. Amen. And his daughter. Amen. Yeah. And so we got to take that into consideration as well. So even though they're not pulled over, we can see that they're still pulling over African American women, drawing guns on them. Amen. So these things just can't be done.
it gets done.
Right. But you know, again, we have to stop looking at all of this as a racial thing. That's the reason the devil had it set up that way, for us to only see black and white. So when we're stuck on that racial stereotypes, we can't look past that and really fight the problem.
So the conversation is so hot right now.
So hot.
Because Bishop Allen had to call in and join the conversation. Man, bottom line, that's what just happened.
Hey.
How you doing there? Bishop Allen? There he
Yes,
is.
sir.
He couldn't resist.
He never could.
Really try as much respect as I have for the police and the work that they do, because we would be in a worse shape than what we are. But the officer once again came with a one-sided view of what's happening, and our youth, and not even our youth. I was driving down the street with a suit on, in my wife being with a suit on, no tinted windows.
Don't fit the description.
My wife on the other side, and we had got from one stop sign, maybe 2 miles an hour. The police car was at the other corner. As soon as we crossed the stop sign, it came to a complete stop. The police car pulled back. I didn't think nothing about it. And then the next time the red lights go on, and so I pulled over, and they came to me and I said, okay, what was wrong? What did I do? Well, I just had a feeling that something's wrong. So I came over, I ran the car, and I just wanted to check to make sure everything's all right. I said, you pulled us over for what?
Right.
Just to see how you was doing today.
I had a suit on.
Right. Wow, God.
My wife was sitting there, notes in the window.
That's how they treat us.
And you just pulled over. Not only that, we can't even walk down the street without getting mad, dog. with suits on or anything else. Tyler Perry was pulled over when black men around.
Yes.
Was pulled over just for being black.
Yes.
And it's not a matter. The police is making it hard to be respected now because they don't respect everybody. They figure every black man or every brown man is a criminal. They pull every black, brown man car over. Look at the cop police officer that just got fired because what he said on Facebook. He got caught at a traffic stop, his own camera, and the white woman that he pulled over was afraid to put her hands down because how many people was getting killed? And the white police officer said, we don't kill white folks, we don't shoot black folks.
Right.
I don't know what that police officer think about but to come on and say we need to teach our black men, the police officers need to have more restraint.
Yes, sir.
Understanding that we are citizens too. And yes, there's a crime rate, but every black man and every black woman is not a suspect. And just because we live in a black community don't mean that we cannot drive without getting harassed by the police.
Exactly.
Just to see if we, I got pulled up one time at Manhattan Beach. And what they were doing is nothing. The police officer pulled me. I said, okay, what's wrong? And I'm talking, this is nice. He said, well, your car is stolen. I said, well, how is my car stolen?
Wow.
And I'm just trying. And he said, well, the license plate was in and it looked like it was covered. You had another license plate under that. And I got out there. I asked him, I said, can I see what you're talking about? He let me get a car. I went and looked at it. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
There's another time got pulled over.
Yes.
And he wanted to question me because he said, my lights were not far. I took his word. I said, okay, I'll check it with you. And went to the station, to the mechanic, and said, can you check my lights? The police just pulled over. And there's nothing wrong with your lights. Your lights are perfect.
Right.
I don't know what that cop was talking about. It's hard to teach our black men to respect when the police today do not even take the time out on their own to teach their own officers how to respect all people unless there was a crime, there was a wealthy man over in Beverly Hills. I one time pulled a playwright. They pulled him over, made him sit on the curb, and the man was so rich, he was pitiful. But he was a black man.
Right.
So it works two ways. Yes, we can do a better job, but it helps when the police do a better job.
Yes, they are supposed to be trained in that situation, Bishop, and and they didn't been trained, or they're supposed to have that respect for the public. They're supposed to protect and serve. And serve the public. That's right. And I'm so tired of everybody talking about what the pastors need to do because we have so much time with them. But as my daughter was just saying, why not take the police and go back to the old ways, real community policing, right. Get back to the community.
When you actually take signs and walk the street yourself. Why the police got to carry AK rifles? Why do they got to pull out a gun to justify themselves? We take our life as a danger.
Actually, I was seeing what time it was.
Saying our life is a danger, and they tell us no crime has been committed.
Right.
But yes, they shoot people because they thought, well, I thought my life was a danger. They thought they cars kids about a car because they use a car as a weapon. They kill kids with plastic guns.
I was going somewhere was safe. That's what I was trying to do. I thought that was lawful. You put somewhere safe. I was just going for it. That's all I know.
They need to retrain the officers. They got
just like 2 IDs.
My son served 8 tours. There's so many police officers that retired, that's coming back. Whatever that stuff is.
Post-traumatic stress disorder with traumatic brain injury.
I was dramatic though too.
You have a registration on your 21-year-old officer, 22-year-old officer, putting guns in his hands. That's right. And send them out on the street, like a patrol on the street, and they too young, they don't even know the first thing about being nice to people. Yes, I'm very perturbed because Everybody wants to put the fault on what the church needs to do.
So Bishop Allen, question. This is David. How are you?
Hey, David.
Question for you then. So it sounds like, so far from what you're saying, it sounds like the solution is teaching the cop better.
Right.
Is that your final answer? Is that what needs to happen only? Is that all that needs to happen?
No, it's a lot, but it's a lot that needs to be done on their part, not only but teach them not to shoot first and ask questions later.
That's true. That's true.
Why you have to stop to shoot in a match? If your life is ending, you feel like, why not wound the person?
Yeah, stun gun.
Yeah, stun gun, yeah, anything. So there's a lot that you can do.
All right.
Yes, everyone needs to
Yes.
I got it. It's all good.
Well, now Bishop, that's a great segue to another powerful conversation I think we need to be having about teaching our parents how to parent their children. I mean, I work with kids. I work with kids in the community.
That's right. Bishop, we see that this is one of the subjects that's dear to your heart. I think there was passion.
Yeah.
And I say it is dear to you, Bishop, because it has happened to you firsthand. And we want to continue this subject, but I think we got to go to break right now. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about this stuff.
I renew my insurance.
A young boy got killed. Shot 21 times or something.
Yeah, the city
We have special guest that just walked in.
That's my boy over there.
Huh? He's sitting right there. Yeah, I've been there. I got 3 cars. It's the only one I got.
My gun, I got it in my 2 it's ready to go. What's work? Something I like to step in. TNA is really all my shit. But the first thing I look at is these won't be offended with him. Yeah, don't know about things, but know about this. It's there. It just won't stick. I heard this a long time ago. You gotta see him take it up, so he'll be back up, I said, like a white boy do. What's my entire way, won't fall. Get real wet, I won't. No, this button and section. Just prove the cost. It's the thing about my boy. Like to leave this on. Nigga, well. Small scale. 7 loose scale. What's wrong? That's my goal. Choose food, not to. Things that I'm seeing. Auto walk. Keeps to be. Auto love central side. Say how you do, baby. Send your contact group. Let's go. So lean. And watch your ass go. Tell us for your silly. They heard it. I'm about to get silly. Speaking of groove, I act the fool. Looking at a brother that wanted to use. Never seen me fall. But dizzy. Like that. It's got classic. Too fresh. Till today. Say my yeah. Fellas are over me just like ladies. This and this can be. Sounds so decayed. Heavy got it. See it's something. Just see that man. Yeah, you and me. No matter what the weather. Laws and having here people right now. I'm the type always on rough mind. That's where I sat down. Doing this rock. So do what you gotta do. Just wanna shoot me like you the hope that you. That's relax. Yeah, my friend. Never have time for a trip. Oh shit. Where's my tip? Yesterday, you know they hey, we should go and post for the kids with 2 drugs. But I'm like, don't forget, that's a deal. Yeah, like this, you can run down on my neck, go back to the like this. And you got to do no, I'm shut. Yo, that's me still in yo. And if you don't, here's the intro. Don't shut. And girl, they take this shit up. She might be holding me, yeah. She's please, nigga. That's my not on with it all the time. I really want to put this deal to stop. That's why you have to get what you do. But it put the ass, so they don't have to put what they say. I let you ask how it's done. Next I was thinking, this is the sign of this world, like we got bitch. So I forget, like teen, like that's so rough. We're black, so this is black. Oh yes, see it's just this. Because you got this, and this is the long boat, you know? I like how it's for just storage forever. Just because she was focused on it's so much was not even seen I'm not let me finish with the spotlight. Well, our ladies always home, never say that it's smooth, just that way. But they like shut up, white collar, they try to smooth thing you yourself, and you're like going high in the same side. Just watch you up like time and say bye with courage. This time just all this rain, like Austin Drake, being hate when I'm all around. I did crack out the cold water. Yeah, right. So, myself in the jungle face.
So we want to go spiritual, let's get spiritual.
It's not just all black young men.
I'm the social one, like Moses,
generation that comes to take over and dominate, to go and get the next, we're always looking for the next territory to take over. It's the young that they're trying to kill off because we are the ones who are cross over into the promised land. That's why we can't, because we're overlooked. We're overlooked, and then when they do see us, they're like, oh, you're rebellious. No, we're not rebellious. We're just not seeking for the same. We're holding on to God and changing hand. We're not doing that anymore. You know, now that we have His hand,
we holding on, we just ain't holding on like they used to.
Right. So now that we have His hand, what's next? What are we doing with His hand?
Right.
You know, we're taking His hand and we're using His hand to break people free from all of these cycles. I mean, because really, it's just. For me, I haven't came across any being pulled over by the police. I'm female, so they kind of don't really, you know, I don't fit that description. But I also don't, for me personally, I am not governed or ran by man's law. I don't have a fear. I don't have a fear of man's law. And I think if more of us Christians will start carrying that type of faith around and passing it down to the next generation, then we all will be in the streets with the mentality of God ordains my steps. God is where I go, so I fear no one.
It's so crazy because we're talking spiritual, right?
Yes.
We can't help the community outside if we're still fighting each other on the inside.
Yes.
If we got bigger egos in the pulpit and we're trying to correct people outside, why we don't start with the pulpit and correct us before we go try to fix in the community and try to fix the laws and doing all that? And if you go back and look at Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, one thing is when you saw them, they had respect for each other. It didn't look crazy like it looks today. You can tell when shade is being thrown in the pulpit because it blatantly is. And we're talking spiritual. We're supposed to be spiritual men of God. But when it's not your favorite pastor or preacher, what we gonna do? I ain't going because it ain't my name. It's a war going on in the pulpit that we need to fix before we can fix anything in our communities. That's just
Now, Mr. Jatara, I'm going to read your dad's comment because you said how you don't fit that description, how you don't get pulled over. But as Bishop Orr said, they pulled over his wife and daughter for nothing and pulled their guns on them. 2 women, why they say why she was not driving, not driving fast or anything. So they pulled guns out on her. Amen. And his daughter. Amen. Yeah. And so we got to take that into consideration as well, too. So even though they're not pulled over, we can see that they're still pulling over African American women, drawing guns on them. Amen. So that's these things that just can't be done.
Right. But you know, again, we have to stop looking at all of this as a racial thing. That's the reason the devil had it set up that way for us to only see black and white. So when we're stuck on that racial stereotypes, we can't look past that and really fight the problem.
So the conversation is so hot right now.
So hot.
Because Bishop Allen had to call in and join the conversation. That's what just happened. How you doing there? Bishop Allen? There he is. He couldn't resist.
He never could.
Work that they do because we would be we're shaped in what we are, but we also once again came with a one-sided view of what's happening, and our gifted, and not even a youth. I was driving down the street with a suit on, and a white being with a suit on, no tinted windows.
Didn't fit the description.
My wife on the other side. And we decided we had got from one stop sign, maybe 2 miles an hour. The police called us at the other corner. As soon as we crossed the stop sign, it came to a complete stop. The police car pulled it back. I didn't do nothing about it. And then the next time no red lights go on, and so I pulled over and they came to us. I said, okay, what was wrong? What did I do? They put well, I just had a feeling that something's wrong. So I came over, I ran the car, and I just wanted to check to make sure everything's all right. I think you pulled us over for what?
Just to see how you was doing.
I had a suit on.
Right. Wow, God.
My wife said, there's no dismissal.
That's how they treat us.
And he just pulled over. Not only that, we can't even, I walked down the street without getting mad dog. With suits on or anything else. Tyler Perry was pulled over with black men around. Was pulled over just for being black. And it's not a matter. The police is making it hard to be respected now because they don't respect everybody. They figure every black man or every brown man is a criminal. They pull every black, brown man car over to get the cop, police officer.